What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to highlight some of the facts that make me so prepared for every video. Actually, no, I'm kidding, because I'm far from prepared. So what we're going to do today is actually make a video. Excuse the mess. I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram, but my leaf blower tried to kill me, choked me out. So that's being handled. But what we have right here is a product by a company, I believe it's called RennStand. This is called the Safe Jack. Now, I don't know if any of you have actually seen this or heard of it or whatever the case may be for this, but I thought this was pretty cool when I first saw it. And you know me, I like to have the latest and greatest, the newest little toy. So I decided, why not? Let me snag this. Let's see what's going on with this. But anyway, this jack, which I do have 4 of them, they're just mismatched everywhere. It comes with a top bar piece, and you have the option of the flat panel there, or you have the option of the pinch weld. Now, swapping them out is as simple as that. You know, you can decide, oh, doing a pinch weld, or, oh, going flat. Pretty cool, right? So let me explain to you how this works. Now, these right here, I believe they're 3 to 6,000 pound rated. It says do not exceed 6,000, so I guess they're each 6,000. 4 of them, you know, you get the hint. But you can go and look online. It's got these pull pins, and they're rated for a lot of weight, which is good, but this is the only way I can demonstrate this, right? So basically what happens is you jack up this piece. You put this underneath it. There's a little pad here, right? That makes this surface flat. So you're going to end up jacking this part up. I think the best way to show you is just to teach you like this. This piece is what sits on the jack. Now, with our cars, it's going to be a little difficult. It does fit underneath very barely, so it's gonna slightly touch, but there are little tricks around it. It's not perfect. Now, there are workarounds for this. I don't really have the time and the patience to want to do this, but what you could do is you got a little wood, like right here, just 4 little wood boards, and say you pull in just enough so that you're not too far. You put the wood boards in front of each of the 4 tires, you drive up a little bit more. Now the car is technically, what, 3/4 of an inch up, so it'll fit. That's the workaround. I know it's slightly annoying, but when you see this product, you'll kind of get the sense that maybe it's worth it. I think it's worth it because the whole idea is, instead of jacking the car up and then separately taking a jack stand to put in a different location, what you're basically doing is you're jacking and you're creating the stand point all in one shot. So it does save a little time, but the setup is still a tiny bit. But I think overall the system is pretty cool. Maybe it could use a few tweaks here and there. I do have a low profile jack. It's pretty low. I don't know of one that's lower. There might be, so don't quote me on that. But on this setup, I guess because this part's so high, either way, once you get it up to your desired location, this piece is up and it'll lock in to the arms. Now, once you lock in the top pin, you can actually continue to jack or go higher. You can go any higher that you want, because this pin comes out and it'll end up going much higher, actually. These are really good. The way it's set up, it's, you know, Camber Gang, so it works. It's a good setup so far. So I haven't had too much experience with it, and just full disclosure, you know, I was looking at the quick jack setup. That would probably be easier, but the price for what I need is, it's a difficult thing to justify. You spend like $1,500, right? And I would need the extended version because of the charger, so it's a little bit longer. And say I ever get another vehicle, they have a regular version also. So there's not just like one universal one for me, otherwise I would have probably done it. So that's an issue. But for this, yes, you can. You can get this car on 4 jack stands. I don't really put cars on 4 jack stands. I don't think that's going to be a necessity. If anything, I usually do the front and then the back. So what we're gonna do in this video is just demonstrate this one jack stand. We're just gonna lift the car up a little bit. I'm just gonna take the wheel off, swap the wheels, and then, you know, we're gonna get a little look at how the jack stand works, how it holds. Do I feel like it's a good setup? That's basically the way we're gonna roll with this. As always, I'm gonna put links in the description below, and you know, if you wanna go check them out, you can easily go check them out. That'd be pretty awesome. I don't have any affiliation with this company. There's no sponsorship. I don't have any codes or any of that stuff, so there's more disclosure for you. It's just one of those products that I saw. I reached out to them. I got it. I did pay for it, and we're gonna see how it works, okay? So let's go get this set up. One of the reasons why I had this floor was for cleaning, but it was also because I thought this does have a little thickness to it, so I'm probably gonna remove 2 of those as well, just because I don't want extra height. And then we're gonna see if we can just jack up on that little ball and put the stand on there and, you know, take our freaking wheels off. So let's see what we could do with that. Okay, so I was wrong, as usual. I don't actually have to remove this part. Apparently, you know, because the tire's a little taller, I guess, than the stock tire, it's easily able to go underneath. So, also, yeah, please excuse the crazy noises coming from this jack. I have no idea what the hell the problem is. What you end up doing in the front, because I'm not going to jack the front up for no reason, is you can take that piece off, right? And you can roll this in and then swing it in behind. Now, disclosure, more disclosure. The pinch weld piece that they give you, it's actually a little bit wider than the actual opening for the pinch weld. Okay, so I never do this, but we had to stop this real quick because as I'm editing this, I'm just doing a little research on the interwebs, and this is what I'm going to add into the video real quick. As I'm here explaining this product and talking about the pinch weld opening not working for my car, I'm noticing this on their website, which I will link, obviously. The part that I have is this. So I think there might have been a miscommunication. Could have been my fault, I don't know. But I was sent the universal pinch welds, and you know, I don't know if they changed the way they look or not, but if you look from, I don't know if you've seen it yet or not, I do show it in this video. But again, I'm editing, I'm in the middle of editing, so as I'm speaking right now, I don't know where I'm going to put that part of the video, but as you can tell, the welds look much nicer in this picture than they do on the actual product I have. But that's neither here nor there or anywhere. What I should have got was this. As you can tell, it's a little bit different, but it does say it's for Charger, Challenger, and oddly enough, Shelby. So what I'm going to end up doing is ordering this, because that price is pretty cheap, and then it'll make my set complete. But that's it. I just wanted to add that in as I'm editing. It's like Inception. Edit Inception. I was concerned at first, but I did jack it up. I had my friend Troy, NJ Plum Crazy, I'll link his information. He was bullshitting with me on a Snapchat video call, and you know, we were looking at it and we decided just send it, right? So we did it. We jacked it up and it lifted up fine. It supported the weight. I had the car up. Again, I wasn't filming, stupid me, but whatever. It did a good job. I would trust it because it's still holding what it needs to, and it's jacked up on the strong spot where it should be. So I don't see there being any issues. Now, if you have a different make and model, I can't guarantee anything, okay? But I do feel confident that this would work for most vehicles, and they do have other heads, other fittings. So maybe they just didn't send me the smallest one. I will go back and check later on. I'll see what's going on. Now, I did pre-loosen the lug nuts. These are beautiful, right? Now, as you can see, I haven't had center caps. I forgot to bring them when we first mounted them, and I just forgot to change them. But I did loosen all the lugs. We're rolling, we're ready. So you're gonna have to just excuse the dirt. I did drive through a rainstorm last night, and that kind of prompted me to want to take these tires off for now and get them balanced, because I can't deal with the rain and the vibrations. So this is where you're gonna jack up. You'll find that spot basically on most cars with some kind of arrow pointing at it, but that's where you're gonna wanna jack up on. It's a little cup thing, so let's just slide this under here and see what we can do here. As you can see, it does go in, and it barely makes it under. So what we're gonna do is just get better lighting maybe. So we're just gonna center that little cup basically there, like that. And then we're just gonna jack this bad boy up, put the legs on, and see what this looks like. All right, so let's hope for the best here. Let's see, what does it look like? Seems like it's dead center. It's looking good. Okay. Can't really see much of anything. What we're getting up, kind of just gonna keep going. You hear all the noises, the BMR suspension. I think that should be good, but I think I need to go a little higher for the stands. Now you do have to get it up a tiny bit, a good tiny bit, to be able to squeeze these under. Now the only issue with this, in theory, I guess, is how high you have to get it up for the arm piece to actually fit in, but you can lower it down. So right now my car is pretty jacked. Okay, it's up. I mean, it's up, but you, like I said, you have to have it high enough to get these legs under, then it'll lower down. So let's attach the legs. So basically what you're gonna do, like I said, see how you can slide this in? You're gonna put this up, put the pin in, and you're gonna go to the other side, do the same thing. You're gonna just find the hole, so you're gonna just find the hole, put the pin in, make sure it's pushed all the way through on both, right? And then what we should be able to do is lower this jack. We're gonna start coming down, Christopher Robin. Let's lower this down. As it comes down, it should be okay. And that's it. That's it. So we are on. We're off the ground and we're on. Now for my application, this is just fine. I've got plenty of room, so I don't need to go higher, but I could go higher. So this is the under view of my car. We got headers up there. We got no cats. We got no mid-mufflers. We got no active exhaust. All we got are those little resonators. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show you that this works. Now, definitely, please, keep an eye on the fact, if you're a Charger owner and you're jacking up on that little ball, make sure this is centered. I was jacking it up and it was a little bit off center, and it could have went horribly wrong if I wasn't paying attention. So you need to make sure you're paying attention. Obviously, if you're jacking up your car, you should definitely be paying attention anyway, but you need to make sure you're paying attention. Now, as you can see, we are more than enough off the ground for me to change my tire. Okay, we're back. I swapped the tire. The bad boy's off. Look at it. Oh, baby. Look at it in all its glory. Now, I still love these. Breast monkeys on this color are just a really good combination. I'm very happy with it. It's an awesome setup. So the next step, we want to get this back on the ground. So we're gonna set this camera down, okay? So the funny part about this is, when you're first looking at the kit, and you're paying attention to it, when this is by itself and it's not lifted, I mean, it kind of looks like there's not going to be any room for this to fit. Obviously, when it goes higher up, you know, I guess somebody that's smarter than I am would have easily said, oh, it's going to be fine. But for me, I panicked a little bit when I first got this kit, but there's really nothing to panic about. I've had this car on this jack stand for probably the last 15 minutes. I've been bullshitting around. No problems whatsoever, no noises, no issues. I have complete confidence in this jack stand, so I'm happy. I'm very happy with it. Now let's finish off this ordeal here, okay? And we'll move on. So basically what you want to make sure you do, you want to remember that there's this little washer here, okay? So you got to make sure when you're jacking back up that you align everything correctly, okay? Because it's going to help give you a solid point to jack on. Okay, so we're in there. Make sure everything's good. Yep, okay, so we're good here. Basically, at this point, I'm just gonna jack up a little bit. Well, not a little bit. I gotta go up a little bit of a distance, a little more than a little bit, and pull the pins out. So let's do that, and then we'll be all right. Now, I think we might be up enough. We're gonna pull this pin, right here. Pull that pin. Slide it out of the way. We go to the other side. We're gonna pull that pin. All right. Slide it out of the way. Now, obviously, you're gonna make sure you have a safe area here to jack down on. And you're gonna come down. You're just gonna release the jack. And then just remove it. That's it. Woo, baby. Yeah, baby. This thing is freaking awesome. This thing is awesome. Do I feel like this product is a hit? Absolutely. The only downfall or small thing that I just don't like is that you have to go quite high to get the actual legs in, but it's really not that bad. I mean, cars are meant to be jacked, especially on those points. I had no issues. Car went up just fine. Like I said, if you're going to be using this plate and you have this charger and you have that ball, make sure it's centered. Do not have it here because it's going to do this. Okay? Has to be centered. It has to go with the strongest part and it needs to be centered. That's it. Simple, simple, right? In all honesty, I have a lot more confidence doing this on the pinch weld. I did it. I went up. There's no lining up. There's no nothing. It just went up. Car jacked up fine. Like I said, there's no point in demonstrating that because that's not what I'm doing today. But I did get to show you this car was sitting on a jack stand. Do I trust it on all four? Yeah, I would trust it on all four. In a heartbeat. Each jack is rated to handle 6,000 pounds. That's on one jack more than what my car weighs. Not saying that one jack would support my whole car's weight, but now you're talking about 4 jack stands, you know, evenly distributed over the whole car. It's going to be fine, and like I said, you can go on their website. I'll put all of the links down, and you can check out. They have different accessories, different attachments. I guess maybe different cars have different ones, so they do have you covered. They are quick to answer emails. Customer service is pretty damn good, and honestly, the price of these is not bad. If you figure a quick jack costs about, what, $1,500 to $1,700, plus you have to store it, so it does take up some space. Plus, what if you have a new car? So this setup will work for whatever you have, basically. You know, it's just going to be one of those all-in-one setups. Okay, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up. We have the car back on my brass monkeys. Here are the behemoths. The behemoths. My little babies. I love them. And here's the product one last time. This is what it looks like. I honestly feel like this is a sturdy unit. I like the fact that they're rated for at most 6,000 pounds per stand. I like that they come packed well. The little things I like. Safe jack, you know. The options, like I said, you can go with the pad or the pinch weld setup. I think the pinch weld would be a little bit better of a setup. Now there's one thing, because obviously I do have to talk about it, and that's this. I mean, quality control, I'm sure this will hold up just fine, but the weld on one side and then nothing on the inside, and I don't know. So maybe you guys can tell me about how safe or not safe this is, but you can just tell it's not super flat. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be using this all the time. If I'm going to just be swapping out my rear tires, it's, you know, it's a quick process. You jack up on the little pad there, swap the tires, put it on, drop it down. You don't want to make a big deal about it. But when I'm working on something, if it's brakes related, if I'm going to be painting the brakes, if I'm going to be doing any of that stuff, and it's going to be requiring the car to be up for extended periods of time, that's where the stand comes in. And it's just a simpler setup. I like it. I do give it a thumbs up. I don't know how it's going to be for your specific vehicle if you have a different vehicle than mine, and I also don't know about the longevity of the product, so I can't speak about that yet. But initial testing, initial impression, I do feel like this is a cool option. You know, honestly, real quick, for the sake of being, you know, efficient and providing some kind of information, we're going to take, now this is the stock height of this, so if we look down and we check out, really, that's what happens. That's what happens when you're holding everything by yourself. So this is the stock height. If you look, this is what we're chilling at here. Just a pubic hair above 11. So if we, you know what, let's just go by the top of this. So it's 12. So it's 1 foot tall from here to the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna raise this to the highest setting and we're gonna see how tall this actually gets. Okay, so like I said, this thing does go pretty tall. I don't know if I would put it that high. I feel like a little bit lower would be stronger, but it is advertising that it's strong. Now one thing is there's 2 holes here. So what you could end up doing is lowering this down a tiny bit and using the bottom pin, but I don't really think that matters. So it was at 1 foot. So it goes up 5 inches. So it's got 5 inches of growth. Huh. That's more than most men, right? Isn't that crazy? Whoop. Good funny jokes. I love the funny jokes. But as you can see, this thing does go pretty tall. My desk is pretty big, so you can tell in relation that would lift this car up substantially. So you figure, you know, 1.5 feet off the ground. I don't know. I think that's a pretty good range. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there just to be not necessarily scientific, but just to be thorough. At least a little bit thorough as far as standards go for my channel, right? And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Please consider turning on post notifications, leaving a like, doing all that good stuff, because that helps this channel. And I really, truly want to start putting out some more good content. Not that I know what the hell good content is, but yeah. Let me know in the comment section below what you kind of sort of would like to see, and I'll see if I can make it happen. As long as it doesn't have to do with me driving off a cliff, because I know some of you are sick bastards. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.